Welcome back. Let's get locked in. Let's get started. This is the look we're going for. But before we get to that, I wanted to show you guys a couple of hotel room bathrooms that I would prefer. This is perfect. The 360 lighting around the mirror, including a magnifying glass with the mirror or a magnifying mirror, that is perfect. The perfect setup. However, if that's not in the bathroom, I use the full body mirror for my close ups, like my eyeliner, my eyelashes, things I need to get close and personal with to make sure my application is to my liking. But a mirror with a lighting all the way around, a girl needs her vanity. So that's the perfect setup right there. Also, I like to perfectly set up my makeup the night before. Yes, I do prep my makeup. If I don't want to be rushing, if I oversleep, if I'm running late, I want to make sure everything is out for the look I'm doing in the following day. So that's about 20 or 30 products right there. But hey, 2:32, you read that right, AM. 2:32 a.m. So let's get started. I do set time aside for my makeup looks. First, first and foremost, we always start with primer, face primer. Make sure that's massaged in really well. I do this. If I don't put my primer on, I'm not 100%. I'm not feeling my look that day, no matter how well it's applied. I'm thinking about my skin, the long term effects. I'm living for my future self. Use an eyeshadow primer. Even though I do not wear eyeshadow, I use eyeshadow primer because I have creases in my eyelids. And that eyeshadow primer helps that product, whatever product I put on my eyes, stay put and it blends my makeup well. So that's why I use eyeshadow primer still. Now, this is color corrector for those of you who may not be familiar. I use color corrector just because I know if it's going to be a long day or, long day that day of me wearing my makeup, I want to make sure that anything I eat, drink, kiss, that my makeup is giving me full coverage in that area. Also, the name itself is color corrector. So a lot of people use it too for if they have dark areas. But my face, I would say my skin complexion or my skin tone is pretty even. I'm a little dark around the eyes. However, my skin is fine. I just do it for additional coverage. And I'm still rocking that MAC Radiant Studio Radiant Foundation by MAC Cosmetics, you guys. I have no complaints. It's long lasting, it's medium to full coverage, meaning that it's buildable if I tripped you up by saying that. Like if I want just a light coverage, I could go light coverage. If I want a full coverage look, I could go full coverage because it's buildable. It's not going to cake up if I were to apply more foundation for additional coverage. So that foundation I love is standing its test of time, is passing the test. I feel like this was a great investment. So just covering my makeup, making sure I'm getting or covering my face with foundation. Now I stepped away because like I said, that bathroom counter does not allow me to get up close and personal with my face. So I stepped away to do my concealer to shape my eyebrows for when I'm ready to apply. I always shape my eyebrows first or using the concealer to give myself a guideline or an idea of where and how I'm going to place my eyebrows. And I use concealer for that. Now, I do step away maybe one or two more times, but you know, nothing too major. But like I said, it's when I need to get up close and personal. Right now, I'm just kind of making sure that my well, sorry, not eyeliner, but my concealer is pretty much precise. um, and using that same shade of concealer, I'm applying in those areas where light naturally hits my face and giving myself that natural. Now I'm formatting. And I'm going to say this time and time again, foundation is just that. You're you're building a foundation. You're creating a canvas with these products. You're already beautiful. Now the products are just enhancing that beauty. So now I'm reshaping or giving my complementing the shapes of my face and using the concealer in the natural areas where the light hits. It's going to assist in myself defining my look. So now I'm setting it with um, setting powder. Setting it with setting powder and making sure, oh, my apologies. Nope, I'm still blending out my concealer. I haven't got to the powder yet. Getting ahead of myself there. Okay, so you can tell here I'm going on to my next product. I'm not rushing. I truly set time aside to do my makeup. Now, there she goes. This is the setting powder. And the setting powder, for those of you who do have additional creasing around your eyes, is always a great idea to kind of make sure you're pushing that powder into your eyes, not like punching yourself or pushing too aggressively, but you're just wanting to make sure that that powder is setting that makeup that you applied. How can I explain this? You don't want to have that concealer sitting there and then you miss setting it with the powder, because now the concealer is going to adopt the crease of your eyes and you don't want that. So coming in with the setting powder prevents that. I hope I've explained that to the best of, I tried to explain that to the best of my ability. So you guys, when it comes to applying makeup on myself, I'm not going to give you the ideal model format. I'm giving you what it takes to accomplish a look. I may not be as clean in my application while on the road. I mean, let's admit it. Why would I? I still achieve the look I'm going for, but at the same time, I know there's a clock ticking there's a clock ticking. I have to get ready. So even though I set time aside to get ready, I got to stay on course. There you go. I have to stay on course. Now I'm just removing any extra powder from the setting powder from my face. We don't need a heavy look because my skin is not that oily. I do have combination skin with an oily T-zone, but it's not oily to the point where I need heavy setting powder on my face. So I'm just removing any extra setting powder from my face right now. Trying to make sure I get it pretty good, because if it doesn't need to be there, it doesn't need to be there. So I'm just dusting the setting powder off my eyes pretty well. Now this is a necessary step, in my opinion, because what you're doing is making sure you have the primer to protect your skin and to make sure your foundation doesn't slip. Now the powder is making sure it sits there. It's setting the foundation. Okay, now I'm going in with a little contour. I'm using a contour stick or a foundation stick by MAC Cosmetics. And now I'm giving myself that depth. I'm giving myself the depth. We use the concealer to kind of bring out those features that we want brought out. And now we're making sure those features are continuing to stand out by using a concealer. People use concealer, foundation, eyeshadow, deep colored blush to achieve this look. You can most definitely get away with different types of products to make sure you're contouring or adding depth to your look around the hollows of your cheek. But make sure you put it right on top of your cheekbone, because you don't want to bring your face down. You always want to bring your face up. Gravity is already fighting against us. Now I'm bronzing. I'm putting a little bronzer on. Got to make sure, give myself a little glow, why don't you? So now I'm making sure I'm putting a little bronzer on my face. right in pretty much in the same area where I put the dark foundation stick, because I don't want it to look so muddy in that area. That's the best way I could describe it. I don't want it to look so muddy. So using the brick tone concealer, or sorry, bronzer, using the brick brown bronzer, I'm just placing that right on top of the dark foundation stick, just to kind of bring my face back up, because that stick was so dark. I didn't want, to make, I didn't want my face to look like it was sunken in. So that bronzer kind of brings it back up to achieve a glow. Now, this is not needed. This is not necessary. However, I do like, you know, contouring my nose a little bit. I'm not trying to make it pencil thin. I just like to narrow it out, or give it the appearance of being narrowed out. So that's what I'm doing here. And I'll always bring it up into my eyelids, because it adds extra dimension. It really does. Like, and you guys, I kind of did that by mistake. One day I just kind of continued to, I was attempting to blend out um, the product around my nose. So I just kind of continued to push it up into my eyelids. And then voila, I ended up loving it. So just another area of the face where we're adding dimension and carving out. Oh, carve is such a harsh word, but we're pretty much shaping our face using our makeup products. So, what time do you think it is now? Yeah, it gets like that. So now I already told myself, I already know that the longest part of my makeup are my eyebrows. When I apply my eyebrows, that takes the longest. Creating my new look, or my second face, it's not as long as it takes for me to do my eyebrows. So here I'm putting on lip primer. And the reason why I don't put that on with the rest of my primers at the beginning, it's, well, truth be told, there's really no true reason. That's just where and when I like to put it on. Sometimes I get makeup foundation on my lips, so I use the primer to kind of just smear it off, um, without having to go in with a tissue or whatnot. Okay, so now I'm bringing my makeup all together. I'm using a mineralized powder to bring it all together, because we shaped our face pretty well using a concealer stick and a bronzer. So now I'm using a mineralized powder to bring it all together. Now, I've been going back and forth with which shade mineralized powder I use, but my goal is to make sure that my look still matches my neckline. And yeah, I'm still trying to remain one color. So although it may look a shade lighter now, just keep in mind, after I add the rest of my face products, including my setting spray, it all blends in very well. It took me a while to accomplish this recipe. And I'm always changing it, always trying to do different things, trying different products. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Mineralized powder to bring my look together. So that's why I use that powder in that area. Dabbing a little blush. I've been getting into blush lately, you guys. I always felt as if brown skinned girls or darker complected girls did not really require blush, and I still believe that we really don't require blush. But lately, especially in the summertime, I think it's my go-to. So we'll see if it continues, if I continue to bring it into the fall. But I'm digging it. So I just added a little rose to my cheeks, and now I'm going to apply my highlighter. Now, highlighter, to me, it's seasonal. So here we are at the end of summer, still some warmer days, but Highlighter, I have a tendency to only use in the warmer months because the highlighter kind of equates to a summer glow to me. So I'm just dabbing that in the areas. This is also not necessary, but I love adding a little pop of highlight just to bring a natural glow to my face because I already put on a lot of powder, and I still want my face to look or give the appearance of being naturally um, a natural gleam to it. Look at me pulling out words out of nowhere. And that's been my thing lately, putting a highlighter on the top of my lips. I laugh at myself all the time. I'm so cute. But yeah, that's another look I like. Now I stepped away and did my eyebrows. Like I said, it takes the longest time, and if I would have remained on camera doing my eyebrows, then it would have been a super long video. And the reason why I'm even doing a voiceover is because I wanted to give you guys the true time it took me, or the true time it takes me to do my makeup. And I know if I would have talked while applying my makeup, it would have taken me longer. And then, I wouldn't have been able to give you a true time or an actual time. Now I'm leaning over into the mirror at this point in time. You see how close my hand is to the camera, and that's what I don't like. So that's why that was edited. But yeah, now I'm doing a double eyeliner look today. I already applied the black eyeliner. Now I'm putting on a gold eyeliner on top of that. I be jazzing it up. I know you guys are like, you are crazy waking up at 2:32 in the morning just for these extra features in your look. But my face is my coloring book. I love applying makeup. I love the outcome of my makeup on a good day. I still have bad days, but it enhances my spirit. It brings, like I mentioned earlier, like an alter ego. Um, no, it's not necessary. And I will walk around without makeup in a minute. I mean, I could be the complete opposite. And please, please ignore that mark on my neck. That was created by a piece of clothing and, just giving it time to fade. Ugh, so ugly. All right, so I'm just checking my look. Once again, taking my time. This is a gold eyeliner that I'm applying, so just giving it a double look or a double eyeliner look today. Nothing too special, nothing too dramatic, just a little pop here and there. That's how I roll. It may not be over the top to some. It may be over the top to some, but it may not be over the top to others. So it's just eyeliner. All right, so you guys remember that I did put on that lip primer. So that lip primer is doing what lip primers do. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and let my eyelash glue dry down a little bit. So when I apply it, it's not sliding all over my eyelid. And I'm aiming for the center, as I mentioned in my eyelash application video. And then I put the outside, and then I'm going to apply the inside, and then I make sure I push the eyelash back into my lash line to make sure it stays and it's flushed to my eyelid. And that's how I apply my eyelashes all the time. I know it's quick and simple for me, and it's a challenge for others, but as I mentioned in my eyelash application video, it's all about having control of your hand and your eye. So this is just me trying to make sure that my eyelash is secured and in place. I hope this talk over video is allowing me to give you guys a little bit more on the outside looking in on how I apply my makeup. It's a different type of walkthrough, but this is just from a different angle. And now I'm just applying the other eyelash. Now the reason why I kept this part in here is because I get so many requests on how do I apply my eyelash. Now if this is not up close and personal, I don't know what is. But I aim for the center of my lash line, and then I place the outer corner on, and then I place the inner corner on. And now I'm just making sure that it's on there and it's nice and secure. You can use your fingers. I prefer to use tweezers. These are the Fala lashes by Ascended Beauty that I'm applying. My website is on my YouTube bio, Ascended Beauty, and these are in the shade, these are called Fala. They're 100% mink strip lashes. Get you a pair. Okay, now we're getting closer to the finale, you guys. Right now I'm creating my ombre look. Now I'm thinking about switching it up, but traditionally I do the darker shade on the corners of my lips. So it's like a purple, it's like a real deep plum purple color. I'm trying to remember the name of that shade, but I can't remember. It'll be in the comments or the footnote of this video. I love that color, and especially since we're knocking on fall, you know, even though it still feels warm on some days, this is a beautiful fall color, and that's one of the shades I like to keep in my arsenal. Although I'm not too sure it's lasted so long because I'm always changing my lipstick colors. So hopefully it's still on the shelf if I need to re-up. But I do know it's Melted Matte and the brand name is Too Faced. So I'm just trying to make sure it's even. I know I'm going to blend it all, but I'm just making sure the outer corners are pretty even. So I let that set a little bit. I let that dry down so it won't be so muddy, or, you know, I don't want to lose the effect of the ombre look. So I just go onto my eyelashes as that's performing. And once again, I do have my lip primer on, so that's going to make sure my lips stay hydrated, although I'm putting a matte lipstick on. Now, I'm considering getting some eyelash primer. I mean, hey, I prep and prime everything else, but right now the length of my bottom lashes are perfect, so no need at the moment, but it may be something I may dive into, some eyelash primer. It's a thing. So without dipping the brush back into the package, I just go back and forth, reapplying, making sure I'm using the brush completely on both sides of my eyes. I just go back and forth, continuing to apply mascara. Okay, going for the next shade. This is by ColourPop LAX. It's a cherry red. Maybe I misspoke. Maybe not so cherry, but it's a deep red, and right now I'm just using that as the next step as I build up my ombre, and I'm making sure it is going into that dark plum purplish color. And you guys notice I don't use lip pencils. I have enough control to where I could go ahead and use the matte lipstick to create a shape for my lips, and of course using the doe foot to help achieve that look. So that's why I do take my time in this area. I make sure that, you know, since I don't use a lip pencil, that's, you know, being applied with a little grace. Now I'm using that same brush that I used for my eyebrows, the concealer. I haven't applied any additional product. I'm just using what concealer may still remain on that brush to clean up my lipstick. Okay, so now that we have two shades down, one to go, popping that pink right in the middle. There she goes. Now that's the highlight of the whole lipstick look, is that pink. It kind of brings it all together because, even though that red and dark purple plum is such a beautiful color, they're beautiful colors in themselves. I did not want to make my lipstick look that deep or that dark. So the pink helps kind of highlight that. Now, of course, I'm going to critique myself. The only thing I did not like about my lipstick application this day, I wish I would have blended it some more. Um, I wish I would have used a little bit more of the pink into the red and the dark purple. I kind of just left it sitting there in the middle. So that's my personal critique. I'm sure you may have your own of my look, but share it in the comments and we'll talk about it. No problem. So yeah, I wish I would have blended my lips more, but obviously on this day, I thought that was okay. All right, so keeping in mind that I'm trying to keep track of time, I'm listening to my YouTube videos, my music, I got some sound going on in the background, but I wanted to make sure I do a voiceover as I pop that white liquid matte lipstick right in the center because I'm really trying to create like just this ultimate lip. The look is the lip. Yes, this is what I'm wearing to work and I do it on purpose. So when people do see like that I made it a point to create a creative lip, it is noticed and I know it and it is what it is. So now I'm about to set this look because I just put all this work into this face and we're going to make sure it doesn't shift or shape. So here is my second shower for the morning using a MAC Fix Plus spray. This is actually the matte. And this is common where the glue kind of catches my lower lash because it had not 100% set, but you could tell by me giving it a quick tug, it's normal. And here's my ending time. Almost 45 minutes. Almost 45 minutes to complete my look. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. And here she is. Voila. Ciao.